Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. We almost made it to the end of the year. This year went fast, and every year I'm going to say that because every year goes faster and faster and faster. Remember when we were a kid and years were like a year long, and now years are like a month long? Snoopy. Snoopy got cooties. Listen, put your arm up, Snoopy. Like this. Put your arm up. Like this. Right? And then do this. Circle, circle, dot, dot. Now you got a cootie shot. That's what we used to do when the boys came near us. Circle, circle, dot, dot. And we would do it to all the girls so that the boys couldn't give the girls cooties, which were real, by the way, back then. Boys had cooties. Countdown to 2025. Ooh. Yeah, it's going to be a shit year, but that's okay. We'll get through it. We will get through it. Brad, I got a video for you today. I do. I wonder, let's just start with Bren's video. I got a video for Bren, and I'm actually not 1,000% sure that I haven't played this before. I don't think I did. But if I did, there's only 11 people here right now, and you can fast forward at 8.5 minutes. Hi, Maria.
Day of trial, he was not showing up, so there.
Hold on, I'm not ready. There. That's the judge you're talking about, right?
There was no ability really to establish Mr. Taylor was driving. He was parked outside his own residence with alcohol bottles in the car, so he could have just been drinking in the vehicle with it running because it was cold. There was snow outside at the time, Judge. So that is kind of a significant proof problem on establishing movement of the vehicle, driving the vehicle.
Okay.
The people were aware.
Say that's a joke.
Of these priors at the time that run in NCIC. This wasn't a surprise, Judge. I think just given the proof problems associated with the case, Judge, I mean, with both cases, the other one, I think if you recall, we had the issue regarding whether or not the people could have his wife testify against him or not. We just had marital.
I just remember you bringing that up and saying that you were gonna, but then they said they weren't gonna call his wife.
Right. And so then they realized that they didn't have that one inside of the judge. So, and I really would.
I'm not sure that would have been helpful to them anyway, to be candid, because they do have that privilege, but.
Sure. And so, Judge, I think the alcohol evaluation is kind of misunderstanding. Mr. Delor is a very nervous guy. He's got a very thick Hispanic accent, Judge. Sometimes I have difficulty following him. I think his actions on what he's been doing to conquer the alcohol issue, Judge, show he is taking this seriously. And he's been enrolled with Achievable Recovery for a long time. He's taking anecdotes. This is somebody who understands he's got an issue and has been trying to do it. I don't know if that was accurately expressed in the alcohol evaluation or not, Judge.
Okay.
But I think, you can put him on probation for the 4-year period. He's going to have a year of jail hanging over his head, Judge. And it's whether or not.
I'm sorry, Bren. You have an amazing accent. I know you do. But someone that hot deserves a wife.
He's successful in that. But he is taking it. So I think the fact he's not drinking, he's taking anti-abuse, and he's been trying to deal with this issue by getting treatment for 10 months, Judge. I really think he is showing amenability to treatment. He's just sometimes very difficult to understand. I can tell the court, I never like to have a conversation on the phone with Mr. Delor because I can't then understand what it's saying because of his big accent. So I think I was having him come in person just so we can talk and I can fully understand. There may have been some kind of communication barrier with probation, Judge.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. She's not buying any of that. That was all just words to her.
Your Honor.
Yes.
After speaking to Andy Vaughn, we're asking the judge to reject this plea.
Oh, well, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I am going to do this, though. I'm not going to grant the request for a stay on the Embrave. He's going to need to report tomorrow.
Okay,
Figure it out.
sure.
The other thing I'm not going to honor is if he's not accepted or if he doesn't report, if something falls through, that I'm going to be doing only 60 days of straight jail time. Okay. So that is a part that I'm not going to accept, but just for what it's worth.
Sure.
Mr. Delor, what do you want to say, sir?
You just say anything.
No, nothing, Your Honor.
Okay. So I'm going to put you on supervised probation, sir, for a period of 48 months. During that time, you cannot have any new violations of law. Anything other than a minor traffic infraction will jeopardize the probation in this case. I'm going to order that you report to probation immediately after you leave this courtroom to schedule your intake.
Okay.
All right. I'm also going to order that you report to Embrave to serve that 120 days. You need to do that no later.
Yes, ma'am. I'll do anything you tell me to, Meredith. It's Fozzie. It's 100% Fozzie. Maiko, get off my judge. Me and Brent are going to fight for her.
Then 4 o'clock p.m. tomorrow. That's December the 20th. If you don't appear, if you appear and are intoxicated, you're not going to be accepted and you will serve a straight jail sentence that would be open to the court.
Your Honor.
You are ordered to comply with the treatment recommendations in the alcohol evaluation. So that's a level 2 education and track F therapy, which is 180 hours. You'll have 24 months from today's date to complete that and file proof of completion with the court. There's going to be random sobriety monitoring for the duration of your treatment. Pursuant to this plea agreement, 48 hours of useful public service and 2 at the victim impact panel. That needs to be completed 24 months from today's date, filing proof with the court. You are going to be supervised through probation, so you'll be ordered to comply with the standard terms of probation as issued by the probation officer who is supervising you. They may think that you will benefit from some additional programs or therapy or some kind of inpatient programs. So there may be some additional conditions or specific conditions imposed, and you're going to need to comply with those things. You're ordered not to consume any alcoholic beverages, no recreational marijuana or illicit drugs for the duration of your probation. The court will suspend the $600 fine. I am imposing a $300 persistent drunk driving surcharge, and there will be other court costs, sir, that you're responsible for. You'll need to make sure that all of those things are taken care of by that 48-month time frame. Please go to our finance department, and if you think that you're a good candidate for a waiver, or if you want to see if they'll waive those things, you can speak with the finance investigator. The court also is going to impose 1 year of imprisonment in the county jail that is suspended upon successful completion of the sentence. There was no accident, and I see that this is a refusal. Is there any kind of restitution that the people are asking for?
Your Honor, may I interject briefly?
Yes.
Granted, I'm coming into this late, Your Honor, but I'm trying to review the legality of this plea and review the notes. And from what I understand, this.
One thinks ye deny courts too hard. How many times have you been to court in Australia? Are you in prison right now, Beck? Are you like on an iPad?
This is a 2-for-1 DUI. And
I don't know that that's a 2. I don't know.
we're dismissing a DUI for a plea to another.
So wouldn't that be a 1-for-1?
1-for-1, sure. I don't believe that's a legal plea, Your Honor. I'm not.
I think the people have to say that they wouldn't have a sufficient factual basis to be successful at trial. That's my understanding, and that's typically the record that is made. You know, when your office, Mr. Vaughn, dismisses a case because they say that they can't prove a prima facie case, and that's the record that is required.
I know. Her looking annoyed. I don't know. She's my spirit animal.
I believe that that's what I've heard based on the statements of Mr. Berry. I understand that the DA that was here isn't in the courtroom today. There was another DA that was, I believe it was another DA also. There were 2 on the day that these cases were set for trial. We had a jury come up at the last minute, literally in front of the panel, the parties indicated that they had an agreement.
I think
So
that.
I can't tell you what the issues are that the people may have had in terms of the cases or any proof problems in any of these matters.
Could I just have a representation though? So this is a 6 DUI, which is a felony. When this plea was entered, can I have a representation on what were we operating on? Like what DUI was this when we entered this plea agreement?
Are you asking the court, Mr. Vaughn, or are you asking Mr. Barry? Because again, whether or not your office files that felony, I don't.
We were aware of that, Judge.
Do you want to have this conversation though, so I can maybe call some other cases? Please, so we have a huge room full of folks. They've been pretty patient. And I'm happy to have you all come back at 1:30 also. So is that going to work? Maybe we.
I've got other commitments.
Okay, well. I'm going to call some other cases. All right.
Be gone with you, petty creatures. I have had enough with you. Be gone. And they be got. I love her. Yeah, she's always annoyed, which is so good. Okay. This one. New Jersey. Let's go to New Jersey.
Question, sir, of myself or the public defender?
Yes, I do have a question. These are
Question.
these allegations made about me.
Sir, if I could just interrupt you, you have the right to remain silent. I would strongly urge you to exercise that right until you've had an opportunity to speak to your attorney, the public defender.
Okay, no problem. That's fine.
As concluded, thank you. Next matter, State versus Jerell Alston.
Jerell?
There's a match made in heaven right there.
Oh, okay.
Are you Jerell T. Alston?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Alston, my name is Judge Galena. Do you still reside at 2991 West Schoolhouse Lane in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania?
That's my family. Yes.
Damn it.
I let the record reflect court is in receipt of a motion for pretrial detention in this matter. Accordingly, this matter be scheduled for a first appearance, pretrial detention hearing on Tuesday, December 31st, 2024, 9 a.m. before the Superior Court. What this means, Mr. Alston, is that once a motion for pretrial detention is filed by the state, this court no longer has jurisdiction over your matter. That being said, there are still some matters we need to discuss at this time. Counsel, please put your appearances on the record.
Assistant Prosecutor David Aguirre for the state.
Yes, any board be reposed?
Does the vet acknowledge receipt of a criminal complaint and warrant W 2024 number 434 and waive reading thereof?
Yes,
Thank you,
Has the vet
Snoopy.
been advised of the charges against him and the penalties for those charges?
yes,
Is the vet aware of his immigration rights, including the warning regarding deportation?
he reports to be a U.S. citizen.
So noted on the record. Mr. Alston, you have the right to remain silent.
Tell your daughter I said thank you for waking you up.
Anything you say may be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, you may apply for the public defender. It appears you have already made an application for the public defender and have been approved. Mr. Alston, do you have any children under the age of 18?
No, I
Donald, you should rewind. She's very pretty.
have when I was detained or arrested, my service dog was with me. I think my family's coming to get her today.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Are you responsible for the care of any dependent adult?
No.
Have you been appointed a guardian or a co-guardian of any incapacitated adult?
Incapacitated.
No.
The record reflects dependent has been questioned regarding dependents. So once again, Mr. Alston, you're going to be held until Tuesday of next week, December 31st, 2024, at which time you will have a first appearance pretrial detention hearing before a Superior Court judge. You will be represented by the Public Defender's Office at that time. Do you have any questions, sir, of myself or the public defendant?
Yes, Mike kind of skipped out. What was he saying? My court date, yes. So I will be held. I mean, I do have a question. How am
What's
I,
your question, sir?
my question is, how am I being held for something that I've never seen? And I'm for a gun I don't know, I have no acknowledgement. Just,
First of all, Mr. Alston, you have the right to remain silent, so I would strongly urge you to exercise that right. Second, response to your question is that once a motion for pretrial detention is filed by the state, this court no longer has jurisdiction over your matter, so you have to be held until Tuesday of next week, at which time you'll have a first appearance pretrial detention hearing before a superior court judge. This matter is concluded. Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Next matter.
That's it.
State versus
Did they give me a paper? Yes. Okay.
Joel Simon.
Fozzie. 94 likes. Come on. Fozzie, come on. There's only 33 people watching. I don't know. I feel like that's a bit. Take it to Wine Away. He just told me to take it to Wine Away. Okay. I'm going to. I'm right now. I need a crying hold on, crying. Oh, that was a good one and it's gone. Mate, hold on, maybe I can find it again. Oh, there we go. Okay. Your broken arrow is gonna be a gold star in 2 months. That's crazy. Hey, Metal. Do you actually have any metal in your body? Because if you do, this docket's for you. But we're not there yet. We have to get through these small ones while people stumble in. Plea. I don't know what this is. We'll find out together.
Good morning again, Mr. Baca. Good morning. All right, so Mr. Baca, I'm looking at a Rule 11 here. I understand that
You should always give 100%, Fozzie. Especially when you're donating blood.
you wish to enter a plea,
Yes, Your Honor.
specifically to third-degree assault as an act of domestic violence. Is that correct?
Correct.
You understand the maximum penalties for that charge is a $1,000 fine and 364 days in the county jail?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, you understand that you have a right to an attorney in this case if you can't afford one, the court would appoint one for you?
Yes.
Is it your wish to proceed with this plea without the assistance of counsel?
Yes.
And looking at the Rule 11, sir, I see your signature on this document. Did you have sufficient time to go over this document in its entirety?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about your rights?
No.
I'm also looking at a document titled Consent for Entry Deferred Sentencing. I understand that you'd be placed on an 18-month deferred judgment and sentence to be supervised by probation, conditions to include a DV evaluation and treatment. Is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about what a deferred sentence is?
No.
And looking at the Consent for Entry Deferred Sentencing, I see your signature on this document. Did you have sufficient time to go over this document in its entirety?
Yes.
Has anyone promised you anything in order to enter this plea?
No.
Anyone forcing you or threatening you to enter this plea?
Feel
No.
better,
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, medication preventing you from entering this plea?
No, sir.
And as to the charge of third-degree assault, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Accept that guilty plea, finding it to be entered into knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily after a full advisement of rights and consequences by the court. Ms. Kukla?
Yes. The people are requesting that the court fall along with the proposed deferred judgment agreement. We are asking the court to impose probation with the domestic violence evaluation and treatment, as well as anger management evaluation and any recommended treatment.
I don't see that noted, or that the anger.
Oh, then just domestic violence evaluation and treatment. Whatever is written on the paperwork.
What's the factual basis?
I apologize.
So your left shoulder, Kelly, metal, Ms. Glow. So when you go outside and it's like 7 degrees out, does your metal in your shoulder like freeze like the metal on my car would?
Officers responded to a DV. The victim could be heard crying and Mr. Baca could be heard yelling during the 911 call. The victim said multiple times, "You're going to kill me." And him responding, "I'm going to jail either way." And said, "When I die, I want you to die with me and you're going to die."
That's
This
terrifying.
did all happen during the 911 call. Additionally, when officers arrived, the victim was still on the phone with 911 and the knocking could be heard over the line. And the defendant said, "I won't hit you anymore," after asking if she had called 911 or requesting that the court follow the proposed disposition.
Mr. Baca, anything?
On 911, he's telling her he's going to kill her and himself. And then he says, "I won't hit you anymore," when he thinks she called 911. And he kept telling her she was going to die.
Anything you want to tell me, sir?
I just learned, definitely a valuable lesson in this. Just sometimes the people that you're around are, good to be around for certain reasons. And
What? What the hell is that? What the hell was that he just said?
just learned a lot about myself in this situation. And just, if I could, I would definitely apologize to the court, but more important to Miss Samuels. And I know she's not here, but yes, that's all I have to say.
Okay, at this point, I was pissed off. I was beyond pissed off at this point. And I was waiting for a judge to get him.
All right. I believe you're remorseful, Mr. Baca. All right. And I do appreciate you.
He didn't even admit to doing anything wrong. He said, "I'm sorry" to the victim because he had to. What do you mean he's remorseful?
Apologizing to the victim here. Okay. Obviously, you understand how scary this was. I mean, words are powerful. Okay. This clearly was not the way to handle a situation with a significant other. You say you've learned a lot about yourself. I hope that you take probation seriously and dive into the DV treatment here so you can handle disagreements with a significant other moving forward in the right way, not this way. All right. Life's too short to handle situations like this the way you did here. This doesn't make you a bad person. I hope this was just a bad night. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I will place you on an 18-month deferred judgment and sentence to be supervised by probation, conditions to include a DV evaluation and treatment. There is no restitution in this case. We'll have some paperwork here for you. Good luck, Mr. Baca.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I felt like we should take the law into our own hands on this one, guys. Joking. You don't even know what state we're in, so I'm not even worried. You don't even know what state this is, and I'm not going to tell you because I'm heading there now.
I'm sorry. We'll also set this for a review.
Kelly, it's okay. It's okay. Women have fake stuff all the time. Although today I went all natural. No makeup, maybe just a little bit of mascara from when I was working. Do all those things help you though, Kelly? Or do they hurt you? Does your back constantly hurt? Are you having heart problems? I'm going to try to get away. I don't know if there's anything more. I have 32 more seconds on this video.
June 19th, 2026, 8:30.
Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. This clip really, really does just keep getting worse. You think you've heard the worst of it, and then he just keeps casually throwing in another catastrophic thing that has happened to him. I hate this freaking mute button, I swear to God. Hunter Horvath is the guy, the bad guy.
Yes, I can hear you.
There we go.
Do you have a camera?
Yeah.
There, State versus Hunter Horvath, 20D01, 2305, F5104. Defendant appears via WebEx. I'm assuming that's okay with the court. There was a, okay, all right. There was a waiver filed previously. And his counsel, Michael Bannock, appears in person. Mr. Horvath, raise your right hand to be sworn in, please. Do you swear or affirm any testimony you'll give today will be the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you consent and agree to appearing today by WebEx instead of in person?
Yes.
State your name, please.
Hunter Horvath,
What is your date of birth?
11/26/93.
Is your mailing address still the Creekside Drive address in Lowell, Indiana?
Yes.
Is, excuse me, are you going, we're going to go forward sentencing today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the victim present?
He is, Your Honor, and he does wish to address the court, which typically we'll do before the attorneys make argument.
Sure. And that's perfectly fine. And also, we got to talk about restitution. I saw a
Well,
dollar amount.
assuming
We might have to set-
that court would be involved in restitution, and but we could talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, the VORP is in the plea. Okay, Mr. Horvath, you pled guilty on or about October 24th, 2024, and the probation department prepared a pre-sentence investigation report. Did you review that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it correct to the best of your knowledge?
There's a few typos and my monthly bills amount is wrong. But other than that,
Mr. Bannock, do you want to explain it to me, or should I have him?
Your Honor, I'm not aware of anything of substance involved that's wrong in his plea in the previous sentence. And so I have no way of defining any of that.
Okay, what are the...
Oh, come on. You see this courtroom and you said mood lighting? Nobody sees what I see? Guys, this is her courtroom. I can't remember her name, the other judge. And this guy, we've seen in his own courtroom a handful, more than a handful of times. And now he's in her courtroom. It's pretty cool. It's like Slash going to play a song with Van Halen. And he just shows up. That's what I see when I see this. Yeah, he's had that. Yeah, he has. It's very cute.
Typos.
my children's the last names, they're written down as my first name.
So even when you're not here, we see you.
Oh, I see. So the last name should be Horvath, correct?
Yeah, and then my wife's name, they put, I'm assuming it was supposed to be her middle name. It just says N-E-E. Her middle name is Marie. I'm assuming that's what that was supposed to be.
No, that's a very old term. You don't hear a lot anymore. It's
Oh,
Nay.
is that?
Is your wife's maiden name Fields?
Yeah, we haven't changed her last name yet.
I understand. Well, you learned a new word today, Nay. It's just, it means that's her former name or her maiden name. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then the only other thing was, it says where is it? I'm looking at it right now. Like my monthly bills, stuff I have to pay is, I believe it says between $25 in 2,500 and 3,000 or something. It more accurately would be around 4,000.
Okay. I'll note those changes. Anything else?
I think that's it that I saw.
And I'm really sorry to the victim. You should say that there.
Okay, Mr. Leon, any corrections or additions?
No corrections or additions from the state.
Okay, so you want to call the witness or the victim at this point?
Yes, the state calls Carl Moore.
Okay, come on up, Mr. Moore. Does she know? She probably has him just sit in the witness stand?
Typically, yes.
Mr. Moore, I do have to swear you in. I
Here
need you
we
to come
go.
up here because you won't be sitting in there. You're going to be sitting over here on the witness stand. And that's good enough. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm any testimony you'll give today will be the truth? Thank you. You can have a seat in the witness chair. And then once you have a seat, if you could please state and spell for us your first name and your last name.
My name's Carl Moore, CarlMoore.
All right, thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Leon.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, Mr. Moore, you were the victim in this criminal offense. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you were struck, I think, by a 2x4 by Mr. Horvath. Is that correct?
A piece of plywood and a 2x4.
Okay.
He struck me twice.
And this was during the course of a workplace dispute?
Yes.
Now, I know that you have a lot of outstanding medical bills still.
Over 75,000.
You have kept, it looks like, based on the stuff that you sent to the probation department, that you kept a lot of the documentation for those bills. Do you believe that you have all the documentation for that, the medical expenses?
I sent it to a victim impact.
With your victim impact statement?
Yes.
There are some additional expenses that it looks like the total that you are seeking as part of restitution would be just under $127,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
So at the time I missed from work from the injury itself and my medical bills.
So your medical bills, in addition to the amount of money that you lost, like your lost wages, basically.
Yes.
Are those the two main components that amount to that figure?
Yes.
Now I know that Mr. Horvath has pled guilty, and the terms of his plea agreement are largely within the judge's control. The terms of his agreement were that all terms would be left to the discretion of the court, but any time would be suspended on probation supervision. That is, I understand that is, though that agreement is something that you're not particularly comfortable with. Is that fair to say?
No, I think that I should be compensated for my medical bills and my wages lost.
And part of the plea agreement also would require that Mr. Horvath would reimburse you for your expenses, particularly your outstanding medical bills and any other restitution that you might be entitled to. Was there anything that you wanted the judge to consider in addition to the restitution amount in his weighing of whether or not to accept the agreement, or what sentence within that range, that 1 to 6 year range, to sentence Mr. Horvath to?
Well, I feel that he should do some time in jail because that's like aggravated battery. Once you pick up something and physically take bodily harm to somebody, I mean, you intentionally trying to do danger to me. If I wouldn't have threw my arm up and got my elbow busted, he would have hit me in the head, which could have actually killed me. I mean, that was some serious force behind that. So I think that some jail time should be considered for him.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yes.
Is there anything else any other outstanding expenses or anything like that?
Just mentally turmoil from the fact of not being able to work. It put pressure on my marriage and my finances. I lost a couple things because I wasn't able to work. And it was just a mental struggle throughout the whole thing, and the physical torment of not being able to work the way I used to work now.
I can imagine that's an extremely stressful situation to be in.
Yes.
How long was your physical recovery?
Over a year.
do you have any lasting physical problems
Oh,
because of
yeah,
the injury?
it's painful all the time, especially when the cold weather hits, because my elbow is metal now. It's not bone, it's a metal piece.
You had to have it like replaced?
Yes. So at this point, when it gets real cold out there, you know what I mean, I get frigidly on my arm because of the fact it's a metal piece in there.
I understand. You mentioned that this had put some strain on your marriage.
Yeah, because I wasn't able to work. So as far as the finances, I had to depend on my wife. And that was stressful for her, which caused arguments and stuff because of the bills that was outstanding, you know? And
of course,
yeah, I couldn't keep up with the bills and keep my end of the bargain. So that was stressful. Ended up causing me problems with her.
Yeah.
And then we got separated.
Okay.
So, yeah. And I had to go get public assistance to help pay my bills because she got tired of it.
So in addition to the money that you lost, this and the commission of this crime ended up costing you a lot more.
Yeah, I had to go to the food bank, get food because I didn't have the money to keep my bills up. Thank God for a mother. Yeah.
Is there anything that I haven't asked you about that you'd like the judge to know before he weighs the sentence?
No, that's pretty much it.
Thank you. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions. Pass the witness to Mr. Bannick.
Just a couple of questions, Carl, or Mr. Moore, I apologize. This all started when you were guiding the crane, bringing some pieces, and the pieces fell at or near Mr. Horvath and another gentleman. Right?
No pieces fell. I was operating the crane on the radio. It was a piece of form that was in a pinch spot. It's a normal thing that happens on a construction site. I told the crane operator to cable up. It was tight in there where the piece was. So the piece popped a little bit. Did nothing fall. The piece just popped up a little bit. He got irate, came up the hill and attacked me. And we tumbled down the hill. I did not punch Mr. Horvath or nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going a little beyond the question, which is fine.
Okay.
I have some of the records from your company, and the company talked to you about what was wrong and what you needed to do in the future about handling these matters. Is that correct? Those Bowen records?
Yes. I mean, what did they, I don't.
About remedial actions to avoid these sorts of actions in the future, correct?
Actually, we didn't have that discussion with.
Okay, so their records are, their job safety analysis, they didn't talk to you about that?
Well, you always go through safety analysis before you start a job, but.
All right, but as a result of this, did they talk to you a couple days later about the job safety analysis?
Actually, no, they didn't.
Nice job trying to blame the victim there, buddy. How'd that work out?
Okay. The report they did not involve you.
I didn't get a report from them.
Okay. The company also indicated that they gave you a breath test as a result of this event. Did that occur?
Yes.
Why did they want to give you a breath test?
Because they said I was drinking and I went and passed. Did I pass that?
Do you know the results of the breath test?
No, I passed it though.
Well, how do you know you passed it if you don't?
Because he said if it.
At this point you say, because I don't drink on the job. That's what you say. You say, I just don't drink on the job, so of course I passed it. No, that's not what he's saying at all. He's saying this.
Was above something, a certain level, they would have just dismissed me. And I came back to work the next day without being dismissed. So he said, you did pass. They did tell me I passed.
So you believe that you were below the level that would have gotten you fired?
Correct.
Okay. But, all right. But you're saying that that was not a factor in this entire event, is what you're saying?
Right.
Okay. I have no further questions, Mr. Moore.
Thank you.
I used to work at a drywall place, not hanging drywall though. It wasn't the hanger. And yes, all workplace injuries, you were drug tested. All of them. Everybody involved was drug tested. And I worked in a printing press, which was extremely dangerous. And you put other people's lives in your hands when you work. So it wasn't outside of the realm of possibility that if you messed around, you were going to find out. If you were not doing your job correctly, you were going to find out real quick. You're not supposed to do it that way. But we never really, shattered someone's arm that badly.
Mr. Leon?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
I just have a couple of quick questions. How long did the two of you work together at the time of him hitting you?
I would say maybe about 3 months or so.
Oh, not long?
Nah.
Did the two of you get along all right up until that day?
Well, actually, it was a time before that he was inside the rebar and he had called me out my name. And I was like, man, you better watch how you talk to me. So he blew up and came climbing out over the rebar, came to me. That was the first incident I had with him.
So you two had some issues before this?
Yes. And
I was just curious.
Yeah. And, I pinned him down. I didn't punch him or nothing. I just pinned him down. I was like, look, man, you got to show me some respect. And I let him up. Then he tried to grab me again after I let him up. And I was like, this dude, I don't know. Man, I'm almost 60 years old. This is a little 20-year-old dude. You think I'm trying to fight you, man? I'm too old for this. And then the next incident was with the crane. I'm like, man, why is this man, what's with you? And I still didn't hit him. So I'm like, you got some type of anger issue, bro. Really. You climbed over the rebar, which is over 10, 15 feet high. You come out to attack me the first time. Now it's to happen again. I'm directing the crane. You come up the hill and attack me. I mean, what? I'm not going to let you just put your hands on me. And I didn't even punch him. I just held him at bay both times. So I don't, I think he's got some type of anger issue, or I wouldn't say racist or whatever. It's something mentally wrong. And this can cause me my livelihood pretty much. And my finances is in a shambles.
Thank you. All right. Does either attorney have any follow-up questions?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
No. Okay. If nothing, no other questions, then sure, yes, you can resume your seat in the audience.
Thank you. Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you for coming today. You, Mr. Leon?
I have no further evidence, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you want to, I usually have the defense go first after that. I guess it doesn't necessarily matter, Mr.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were asking me to make argument. I can if you like.
Sure.
So obviously, Mr. Moore sustained pretty significant injuries as a result of the battery. This is a compromise plea agreement that the parties reached based on some of the risks that both of the parties faced at trial. This would have been a case where both the defense and the state would have had competing third-party witnesses who would be essentially duking it out for trying to convince a jury ultimately which third-party witness was being truthful. Ultimately, a pretty complicated situation, and the outcome was all but certain. So we do believe that the plea agreement is appropriate, but based on the significant injury to Mr. Moore, we are asking for the maximum amount of time allowable under the plea agreement, which would be 6 years. All of that would be suspended on probation. But the state's principal goal here is to make sure.
What do you mean 6 years? This says he pled to a level 6 felony.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Your Honor. I I misread that. I thought that he pled to level 5. I apologize.
This is lesser, because I'm under the understanding the maximum sentence I could impose is.
It would be 2.5.
Good point.
I'm very sorry, Your Honor. I think I misread that. He was originally charged with a level 5. So we'd be asking for the maximum of 2.5 years, all of which would be suspended on probation. The state's principal goal here is to get restitution paid. This would be a case where VORP, I think, would be a good idea, as contemplated in the plea agreement. So we are asking that you accept the agreement and sentence according to the terms as described. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bailey.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're asking the court to accept the plea as well. This, as you saw in the pre-sentence report, this will be the first conviction for the defendant. He had a couple of other misdemeanor charges that were dismissed in other counties. So this will be his first criminal conviction and of course first felony conviction. Mr. Horvath works. He supports his family and his children. If you look at the IRAS assessment, which is contained in the report, it shows a very low scores, which is good. This is not the kind of behavior that you look at as repeat behavior. As I've discussed with Mr. Horvath, there's going to.
Bonjour. You lost your green, though. You're always on the phone with a friend. Come on. Come with us. Hang up.
There's going to be some follow-up with regard to financials, and VORP referral would be good. Obviously, Mr. Moore is, I'm not encouraging or suggesting he shouldn't, but there's always a civil courts that he can look to with regard to any of these matters. The other oddity to me was that this occurred at work during the course of work, and I'm curious as to why a workman's comp claim had not been filed regarding these matters, but it had not. Apparently, it had not. Any surgery and all of that, in my estimation and my understanding of workman's comp, would have been taken care of. But beyond that, I'd ask you to accept the plea. Probation can set terms as far as if there's any anger management, etc. And the other part, as suggested in the pre-sentence report, would like to see that this probation be transferred to Lake County because that's where Mr. Horvath and his family reside. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Horvath, what would you like to say before if I accept the plea and impose sentence regardless? What would you like to say?
You mean just in general or about what Mr. Moore said?
Either. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak prior to sentencing.
I just want to say that, I have 3 children. It's tough. I'm the only provider. My phone service is off right now. I'm behind on rent. I'm out of work. It's the holidays. It's tough right now. I understand how hard it is for Carl too. I made a momentary lapse in judgment. I've never done anything like this before, and I sure don't plan on doing it again. I've lost many hours of sleep over this, worried. And I just want to say I'm sorry, and I'll go through with the VORP or whatever it takes.
Why did you hit him?
Well, I guess if we start from the beginning.
Sorry, I don't need the whole story.
Okay,
Just,
I didn't know.
what's the main reason why you hit him?
Well, after he had me on the ground, is pulling my hair and stuff, and then one of the other guys split us up. He was mocking me, and I let it get to my head.
Did you approach him first?
I went up the hill and I tried to grab the radio from him, and he interpreted that as I think he thought I was swinging at him. And so he pushed me down at least an 8 to 10 foot embankment through the security netting, down on top of me, and was on top of me pulling my hair until we were pulled apart by a coworker.
And I'm assuming it's right after that you grabbed the 2x4 or the object, and that's when you hit him.
Yeah, it was a single piece of plywood, maybe 3 or 4 inches wide, a 1/4 inch thick, by maybe 4 or 5 feet long.
Well, from what I understand, it did quite a bit of damage to Mr. Moore.
Yeah, he was able to work for a couple days after that, miraculously. But I guess he succumbed to the injuries. He had, we got along really well. We worked together, I want to say, because I started there when it was still really warm out. And he was there, and we got along. And then when it started getting colder, we all noticed he started coming in a little wobbly, sometimes speaking a little strangely. Started getting into it with almost every other coworker has had an altercation with him. I don't recall
I really don't think it's a good idea for you to keep talking now.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know. My bad.
You're not doing yourself any favors here. You're the one. Okay. You're the one who hit him and caused.
Yeah. No matter what happened before.
I don't. Hold on. I'm not done.
Sorry.
You've probably heard me earlier when I was talking about taking responsibility, saying I'm sorry.
Correct.
Your actions have consequences. So I don't want you to go down this path of minimizing it and blaming and trying to point the finger at Mr. Moore. That is not appropriate. You're the one who's being sentenced right now. You're the one who committed the crime.
Yeah. Because no matter what would have happened if I just wouldn't have done it, that's on me. And I agree with that.
Either attorney have any follow-up or questions for the defendant?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else from either attorney?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor. Mr. Horvath, your pre-sentence investigation had attached to it toward the end the standard terms of probation. Did you read and understand those probation terms?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, I did.
And so you understand the probation terms, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you've already waived your right to appeal. As long as I sentence you within the parameters of what's allowable in the plea agreement, you have waived your right to appeal your sentence. Okay. It's not lost on me that you have no criminal convictions, but I don't have to ignore the fact that you've had 2 other cases filed against you, although they were, 3 other cases. 3 other criminal cases have been filed against you that have been dismissed. Also, restitution, we're not determining that today. That's something that's going to be dealt with through the Victim Offender Reconciliation Program. And I'm sure that the victim advocate is going to talk to Mr. Moore about that, how that works, and contacting Mr. Moore, I would assume, yes. But Mr. Horvath, I do think that a fairly lengthy period of probation, let me put it this way. Regardless of what would have happened at trial, that's not what we're here on. You got a very favorable plea here. You were facing 6 years in prison. The agreement that was reached was for you to plead guilty to the lesser included level 6 with all suspended time. And I very seldom do I reject plea agreements, and I don't try to meddle in between what lawyers have agreed to. But you did get a favorable plea with no jail time imposed, and I am going to accept the plea, but restitution could potentially be a very high amount. And what the injury to Mr. Moore and what you caused is very serious. So what I'm going to do in this case, I am going to sentence you to 2.5 years executed in the Indiana Department of Correction, I'm going to, and that's the maximum sentence allowable for a level 6 felony. I'm going to, pursuant to the plea agreement though, suspend that sentence. According to the pre-sentence investigation, you did 2 days in jail. Since conviction is being entered as a level 6 felony, you get equal credit. So you have 4 days of credit. And in terms, so I'm going to tell you the days in terms of the 2.5. I do 365-day years. And then I'll just do 180 on the half. So it's a total of 910 days with credit for 4 days served. 2 days plus 2 days will equal good time credit. So your probation, which starts today, is for the next 906 days. And it does say that the probation department will determine the appropriate program.
I know I can't. I know I don't have the technology on my computer too. But man, oh man, oh man. Wouldn't it be nice if I could blow that up? No, use this one. And we could read what it says. Who is he text messaging during this trial? Oh, Fozzie. Fozzie, get out of this trial.
Programming and or treatment. It does not say one way or the other whether this is reporting or non-reporting, or if that was supposed to be determined by the probation department.
Correct.
So I needed to choose them. It doesn't say, so I'm going to do reporting probation. Okay, so
Everybody should type in that Nan needs to rest and feel better, and we miss her. Nan, rest, feel better, and we miss you.
it does not, what I'm getting, maybe I'm wrong. Do you two agree with me? The plea does not say that probation determines the level of supervision. It does not say that.
I think it was to be determined by the court, Your Honor.
Okay, so it's going to be reporting probation. The defendant will participate in the Victim Offender Reconciliation Program regarding restitution. So Mr. Horvath, we call them VORP. It's a creature of Indiana law, but it's a third-party entity. They are going to reach out to you, whether it's by mail, phone. You are agreeing in your plea agreement and to participate in the VORP process. They will work with you and the victim in terms of restitution and how much is owed and a payment plan. If they're not able to come up with an agreement that the two of you agree on, this court retains authority over restitution. So if there's no agreement reached and VORP fails,
Oh my God, Dan. Miss Chloe, talk to you.
they'll notify the court and we can have a contested evidentiary hearing in the future if necessary. But barring that, then your agreement will be through VORP and then you'll make your payments. And they'll help determine the total amount of the restitution. And then you do have to pay court costs in the amount of $189. Programming and treatment is left to the discretion of probation. I would assume they're going to have you do an anger management assessment. But there is a $500 cash bond that the clerk has. And if Mr. Horvath, if you're in agreement, it's all right with you. I would like to apply the $500 toward have the clerk hold on to the money until restitution is determined and have it applied toward the restitution to Mr. Moore, so that there's at least a payment forthcoming. Are you okay with that?
That is 100% fine, yes.
Okay, that's a good thing. So the court will apply restitution, the bond money to restitution once restitution is determined by VORP, assuming that it is. And that VORP, I'm saying this for Mr. Moore's benefit. The VORP process can take a while. It's not, you don't just snap your finger and boom, this is the restitution amount. So the sentence is going to be imposed today. It may require victim assistance or the prosecutor's office or Mr. Moore to follow up to make sure that the clerk provides the restitution, the bond money to Mr. Moore, because restitution, the dollar amount hasn't been determined yet. And so saying that you're going to get the restitution money immediately without even knowing what the restitution amount is, I don't think would be appropriate for what that's worth. Mr. Horvath, I have no issue with your probation being transferred to Lake County, but you have to start the probation process here in our county, and I am going to require that you appear at our probation department in person, at least the first time. I was going to order that you do so this Monday, December 16th. Is there any reason that that date would not work?
I believe that would work.
Okay, so I'll order
I agree, Nan. Drink some beer.
that the defendant must appear in person at the probation department on Monday, December 16th, 2024, no later than 3:00 p.m. We're on Eastern time. You're on Central time. Remember that.
Yes.
And we're in the courtroom. The probation department is in the courthouse in downtown Elkhart. You know where we're located, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so come here on Monday. I'm going to withdraw your attorney's appearance. To the attorneys, is there anything that you believe I've forgotten?
Nothing from the state's perspective, Your Honor.
I think you've covered it.
Myco Psycho is not here. Myco Psycho is everywhere at all times, every courtroom. Any live that's going on, he's modding.
Oh, I did forget to mention one thing. I'm not going to impose a fine. I want the money to go toward restitution, not fines to the court. Court costs do have to be paid, though, of $189 by the completion of the probation. Mr. Horvath, do not violate any rules of probation. And I'm going to tell you, you're probably going to need the code section for the lesser included. It's different from what was filed. I wrote it down for you. I know this looks kind of junky, but it's okay. That's the code section for the level 6 felony. I'm entering the judgment for the lesser included battery resulting in moderate bodily injury. So, court does accept the plea, finds the defendant guilty, and enters judgment of conviction for the.
Are you talking about Judge Fleischer? I don't know. Everywhere else, I also don't know. But I'm going to get any court that's running today. I am off. I'm going to record any court I can that is running today.
Lesser included level 6. Moderate bodily injury. Mr. Horvath, do you have any questions?
December 16th, you said just anytime before 3 p.m., right?
Yes, to appear at the probation department.
Got it. Thank you.
Anything else from the lawyer?
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
I'm not even celebrating New Year's this year. I was going to be doing court videos, guys. Oh, I had the most lovely mimosa today. Here's why. I know I was working, but anyway, it was only this big. Here's why. So, all of my beer taps were completely full when I started brunch of beer. And I needed to put my sparkling wine on tap because we don't use champagne for our mimosas. We use sparkling wine from a keg. So, I had to take the coffee porter out and put my sparkling wine on that tap. And then I had to clean the lines. Well, I can't just serve someone sparkling wine from a coffee porter line and not make sure that it's absolutely crystal clean. So I had to drink it. It was my job duty, I think. I saved the whole company by making sure that the mimosas were no coffee in them. I'm a hero. So I had a mimosa today. Woo-hoo. Yes. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I never stop giving. I am. Okay. I am torn between my next clip or Judge Fleischer. I'm gonna do Judge Fleischer. I'm gonna save my next clip till tomorrow. Because I really would like to edit it a bit. I thought I had Fleischer ready. I really did think I had Fleischer ready. Well, I'll be darned. I do not. That's crazy. Oh, it's a clip. It's not on YouTube. It's okay. I don't know. Is he scared of heights? Because I'm not going to put him in a balloon if he's scared of heights. Not when it's so close to his birthday or past his birthday or on his birthday or in December. Let's do this day.
When the defendant exited, the defendant began walking away from the scene of the crash.
Oops.
Happy holiday.
Whoa, okay.
So there is a complaint.
What was that?
I don't know if I can see it. If he
Hold on, I need
comes
to see
back,
what this
reach
is.
out to us, let us know. Yes, Judge. Yeah, and I'll reach out to the complainant.
Is that Duncan or is that? I don't think it's Duncan. Okay, I'm rolling out Duncan. So we're not gonna don't say Duncan, because Duncan Christmas cups are red with packages on them. I know. It could be Starbucks, and it could be, I don't know. I bet it's Starbucks. I'm gonna go with Starbucks. You think that's Starbucks? Oh, I did stop it at an unfortunate spot, didn't I? That's my fault. Sorry, Judge. Love you, Judge. Oh, Judge, quit calling me during your stream. Melissa! Here he comes.
Well, I can appoint just in the interest of justice, right?
Howdy, partner.
Also, Merry Christmas.
Weekends are the worst because I feel guilty because I don't get to see Bill stream on the weekends because I'm working doubles, and he works so hard on the weekends. So, to make up for it, everybody here, please go make sure you see Bill's last stream. It's very important. It could save your life. I'm sure there's some kind of information in his last stream that you need. Hold on, I'm getting his channel. That you need to save your life. Go there. You can watch his last one or his first one, any one you want. You can watch all of them. You could just binge, because you're off work for a couple days maybe. You could binge all 384 videos that he worked hard putting out for you. Alright, let's see what's going on with this guy.
Really? Yeah. See, this is something happened here. Let me appoint him a lawyer, and then I'll talk to the lawyer about reaching out to these people to see when they can pick them up, and then we'll do a C-87 for that date and time. Okay. All right. Let me do that.
Oh my gosh! Hey guys! If the judge streams today, which I don't even know what day it is right now, Victoria should be back. Victoria's gonna be back. We're gonna see Victoria again.
I think it was walnuts. Looks, hi. Oh. All right, Amy.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. Tony. Happy tidings. Mr. Coleman. How are you, man? Looks like you are wanted out of the state of Ohio for robbery in the second degree.
Iowa judge.
What did I say?
Ohio.
No. You're close. Sorry, Iowa. Well, not really. Are you waiving formal extradition, sir? All right, sir. We wish you the best of luck. Thanks.
Oh, I was expecting more. CJ, you should have told me that. I drank it all, honey. I drank it all. Twice over. There's no more. It's all gone. I just really love champagne. I really do. He's back? Or is this...
They're gonna tell judge kind of what you want it for.
I'm a little sorry. I'm just a little sorry. Oh my gosh.
No, it's up to this judge if you don't.
New year, new us,
Oh, well, that's up to the
guys.
judges in Nevada. We have no,
No,
he
I'm
has
gonna
no
be the
say over
same.
Nevada. There's no jurisdiction. He has no jurisdiction in that state. None of us can do anything. I don't know. We don't know when Nevada's gonna do. But Nevada has 14 days to pick you up.
We can invite everybody else too who like mimosas. We'll just get our mimosas with no orange juice. And a doubles.
When you signed the waiver. So it's technically the 15th day.
Prosecco.
And you signed on Monday.
Oh yes. No, it's not. It's delicious.
Let's see. You signed on Monday.
All right. Sorry about that. Good morning, Mr. Jefferson. Mr. Jefferson, you are wanted out of the state of Nevada, specifically Clark County, for a robbery. And you are asking me to set you a bond. Is this right? Okay.
Delicious.
I don't know anything about you. I'm now getting to know you for the first time. So I don't know. My primary concern is, are you a dangerous person? Because, you know, I have so much drama in my life right now. It's ridiculous. I just don't need any more. And what I don't want to do is release you if you are a danger to my public, because I cherish that, right?
We are having two completely separate conversations in chat that do not go together and do not go together at the same time.
I don't need any more. So we're going to find out a little bit about you, and then we'll see where we go from there. Amy, let's get to know Mr. Jefferson.
Yes, so he's wanted from Clark County, Nevada for conspiracy to commit robbery, and theft value over
Bossy, you going to jail.
100,000 or
That's
greater.
a felony.
The state's opposed to a bond at this time. He, as the court knows, he's being held, well, he's not being held. He's made bond also on robbery threats in the 228th and reckless driving.
He has another robbery here?
Yes,
That's local?
yes, it's a robbery
Open?
threat in the 228th. It is open. He's made bond on that.
Okay.
So you got a robbery there. You pick up a robbery here too.
No, I posted it instead.
It's a robbery.
This warrant was also issued December 18th, very recently.
When was bond posted, if you don't mind on it?
Yeah, let me look.
He's he's on bond. He's on bond for reckless driving.
Okay.
Picks up a robbery here in September. So I guess he's on bond for a robbery here. And now he's picked up another robbery in Nevada.
I thought the robberies in Nevada were old.
He
Oh,
made
she said they were just issued 12/18.
He made the bond for the robbery threats on September of this year. That case was filed also September of this year. And then this new warrant was issued this December. His reckless driving was,
What court is that on?
that was the
28th.
228th.
No, the reckless driving.
Oh, this one's out of court 10.
What's the court date on that?
That is
January 30th.
on January 30th.
He has a general order bond on that?
Yeah, he's made bond on that one. He also has made bond on the robbery.
Mimosas are... So, mimosas are... Okay, all right. That's what she said. That's sort of technically right. But a lot of people say it's supposed to be 3/4 to 25%. And a lot of people say it's supposed to be 25% to 3/4. So you make mimosas by your heart. It's orange juice, and the original was champagne, but hardly anybody uses champagne. Sparkling wine is what most people, or Prosecco is what most people use. So it's just like a fuzzy wine with some orange juice in it, and that sounds just delicious. No, I don't think it's a chick drink. I serve a lot to both men and women. It's just delicious.
He's made court, has he made,
You can get mimosa flights now with all kinds of different juices, not just orange juice. A mimosa flight, a whole flight of beautiful mimosas.
my question is, if he's made his court appearances, Your Honor, I mean, I think he's proven that he's going to court, showing up to court. So if you did consider bonds, he could then.
Oh, I'm posting that
We
now.
also wanted to add that he was
I'm
just out,
posting
barely
it.
out of parole from earlier this year.
Changed my mind, so I'm
Barely out of
posting it.
parole from earlier this year, as they have.
Who's he on parole for?
That I don't know exactly.
Mr. Jefferson, I gotta be frank. You scare me, man. You know, you continue to pick up cases and they're serious cases, right? Second degree felony. I don't know, maybe this is a third degree, but nevertheless, you have a robbery here, you pick up a robbery over there. That scares me. If I let you out, are we gonna get a third one? I don't want that to happen. I know you're telling me no, but history tells me otherwise. All the open cases tell me otherwise. Now, I do have some good news for you. The good news is that you've made bond on these two cases here. So there's no holding pattern, meaning that Nevada has 14 days to come get you. And if they don't come get you, then Harris County releases you. So you have that going for you now, you know, but I just don't feel comfortable giving you a bond. You scare me, man. The last thing I want is a third robbery. Do you understand? You gotta understand from my perspective, I don't know you. You're telling me all these gumdrops and rainbows and bunnies jumping in the woods, but you got all these 3 open cases. They're serious.
I love gumdrops too.
Sorry, I can't. I mean, just
Okay, he signed on Monday, Judge, so I guess.
So.
Can we
Gumdrops and mimosas sound yummy.
reset it to, what is that, the 8th?
Days, right, Monday. So 1, 2, 3 days have passed. So you got another, what, 12 days, give or take.
So can I get a reset for the 8th? Is that correct? If I'm counting it?
The 7th.
The 7th, even better. Okay.
Yeah, so you said the 23rd?
He signed on Monday, the 23rd is my understanding. So I think the 7th.
Yes, the 7th.
So if they're not going to get you on the 7th, you'll be released in Harris County.
So they have until the 6th to come get you, okay? If they don't come get you by the 6th, then on the 7th, you'll be released. But you got to understand, even if we release you, that warrant will eternally remain open. And you could get picked up again the minute you walk out of custody. If you do get out, I would immediately go back to Nevada, take care of that. Otherwise, at some point, you're just going to get picked up again, and it's going to continue to happen.
Pick him up and never let him down.
And the other thing is that, right, when you do go up there, you got to let your attorney here know what the plans are so that you don't get revoked upstairs here, because then you're going to be in the exact same situation over there like how you are here. You understand? So if you go over there to Nevada and try to handle things and they put you in custody and no one knows about it here in Harris County, you have not advised your lawyer, they may think that you've just jumped ship and they might revoke the bond here, and then they'll place a hold here in Harris County because you're in Nevada. And if nobody knows, you know what I mean? So you got to let your lawyer know here.
You're a misdemeanor lawyer on your record. Do you have a lawyer for both of them, or were you appointed lawyer? Okay, so you need to tell your lawyer that if they don't pick you, you need to contact him, let him know you're in custody. If he doesn't
He has a lawyer in the felony, so let your lawyer know in the felony
You let
case.
them know, and if they don't pick you up, you need to hire someone in Nevada, try to get you bonds on those, or you're gonna have to go out there and address them and turn yourself in and then see if they give you a bond.
All right.
So they don't revoke your bonds here, you need to let your attorney know. You understand all that? All right.
Okay, man. Good luck.
Thank you, Ron.
Thanks, Ray. Thanks, Amy.
I think that's all I have. So see you tomorrow, man.
Dustin.
Is the rest of your house gingerbread?
Wait, who do we have here?
Drake Simmons, Judge.
It's Simmons? Simmons.
Fugitive case.
Good morning, Mr. Simmons.
Yeah, I talked to Day, Judge. We have a agreed bond of 5,000.
Okay. So, Mr.
Yeah, he just said that.
You are wanted out of the state of Louisiana for a second-degree battery. Your lawyer has agreed with the state and you are in agreement, Amy, right?
Yes, Jay is unopposed to a 5K bond.
Okay, I will set your bond at $5,000 today. You have to understand that this is the only time that this is going to happen. We give you 2 weeks from the date of your release to go turn yourself into Louisiana. If you do that, this fugitive case against you gets dismissed.
I would bail Fozzie out if he was in jail. I would pay your bond, Fozzie.
If you fail to do that, I'm going to issue a nationwide warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put your bond at 0 and it's not going to happen again. It doesn't matter what the excuse is. You have to go turn yourself in and we're giving you enough time to do it. Do you understand? Now, the only other thing I'm going to advise you, don't wait until the last day to go because as Murphy's Law dictates what can happen.
Oh, no. CJ. That made me cry just a tiny bit. Are you saying you don't know what Anheuser-Busch is? Anheuser-Busch, the great big gigantic beer company that makes all those lovely beers? Anheuser-Busch?
Will happen. Something invariably always happens when you go on the last day. Don't do it. As soon as you get out, make the plans to make it up there. Understand? Okay, I got you. We'll set the bond to 5,000.
He needs to have his paper withdrawn.
Stop, you're hurting me. Stop. I can't.
Yeah, it appears that he's waived, so he needs to withdraw that waiver.
Okay.
Understand by withdrawing the waiver, you lose the time that you have by that. But in the event that he's unable to make bonds, I don't know. That's why.
Yeah, I'm getting.
Okay. Of course. Should I go to court 10? Well, I don't.
I think it just goes back to the clerk.
Okay. Amy, do you
No, I
need to
figured it out.
reset?
But I don't
I'll
want
get
to
a
confirm
copy of
Mr.
it.
Dixon.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. D.
I'm here on Mr. Thomas Ethan. I spoke with Miss Ramona and we got it squared away where the caseworker is going to come pick up Mr. Thomas Ethan as I was informed by 1 o'clock today.
We need, there's this order for releasing that we need done, and I don't remember where we get it from. Do you remember all? Rogette, you know all those times that
Fozzie, I tried to look for a job for you as quality control, but the site made sound, so I had to turn it off. You have to do it on your own.
we do those mental health PTIs where we do a release day?
So the image.
Sorry.
He's supposed to be released to one of the health group caseworkers.
Okay.
They took their water today.
I'll do that. Hold on. I'll do that.
Impression and understanding that there has to be a release order because he's in custody in the Harris County Jail.
As far as I know, Judge, that is true. There is usually an order.
Do you have it so that you can file it so that we can do it?
Is that something that we filed as the state?
Usually, right, don't they, Melissa?
Sometimes the state will file it or sometimes the defense attorney will file it. It's up to them.
I don't.
Mr. D, you can create one, just write it on. I can show you how to do it.
Okay, sure.
Do you have one, like a sample? Sorry, it was a snafu with PC Court because it was Christmas. No one was gonna come pick them up on Christmas, and I think that's why I got wrote it today.
No problem at all, Your Honor. I'll do what I have to do to get it done.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
So when I started my stream, okay, it's weird. Dunkin' Donuts in Lancaster is weird.
Eric, hey, how are you, man?
Sometimes they're open at like 4 a.m. Sometimes they don't open until like 6:30 a.m. But I always check. So this morning, I started my stream and then I checked to see if I could get some coffee. Dunkin' was open. I placed an order. 3 Dashers canceled. Hold on, I think I gotta sneeze. Three Dashers canceled my order. And then I got a Dasher to drive the whole way to Dunkin' like 50 minutes ago. And then Dunkin' canceled the order. So I had to go put another order in. So it's like, what time did I start streaming? 4:30. So like 4:45, I put this order in. It is finally going to be here at 5:58. That's in 2 minutes, guys. I'm so excited for some coffee.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, you were charged with 2 counts. You're charged with possession of a controlled substance. You're also charged with theft. Looks like you guys have worked out an agreement where they're going to dismiss the. Is this what you want to do, ma'am? You need to understand that this is a very important thing, that you're making a lifetime decision today that this theft will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You sure you want to do this? You're giving up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, the right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. It will stay like this forever. You sure you want to do this? All right. How do you plead to the offense of theft? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 3 days that you've done. I'll roll you a court cost so you won't owe anything. Good luck to you, man. Thanks. Thank you, Aaron. Ma'am, we need you to come back.
I used to have those little race cars that you popped your VHS into that rewound it for you. Who's been to jail? So, we got a poll going on right now. 26 votes so far. It's been up for 3 minutes. So, I think almost everybody who's going to vote has. 19% of us have been to jail. 81% of us have not been to jail. It won't let me vote, so I can't vote. But, okay, 22% of us have been to jail. 78% of us have not been to jail. 21% have been to jail. Listen, with my family, I've been to a jail a million times. And I actually dated a CO for a while till he lost his job. But I used to go to the jail all the time, and it was the first time I went was horrible. He worked at a prison in Lancaster County Prison, and I thought I would be nice because he was working 14-hour shifts, and I'm like, I'm gonna get him a big sub, potato chips, Coke, so when he gets his break, he can have he can eat. So I go to this prison. Of course, I don't go in the prison. I park right beside him, and I text him because he's just about to go to lunch. I'm like, hey, I'm outside. I got a great big sub for you and some potato chips. He says, I can't take a break right now. There's a fight, blah, blah, blah. He says, just open my car door and put the sub in. And as soon as I can go to break, I'll get it. So I'm in a prison parking lot. I walk up to a CO's car and I open the car door, which was unlocked. And all the car alarms start going off in the prison parking lot. And I was petrified. I thought, oh, this is horrible. I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail right now. I thought like SWAT would come because I'm in a prison parking lot. There's guards in the prison, right? No, guards can't be bothered with the parking lot. You can do whatever you want in the parking lot. Guards ain't gonna do nothing about it. So I had to text my boyfriend. I'm like, your car alarm's going off. He's in the middle of a fight in there. He can't really do anything about it. Nobody is coming out to the car. None of the guards are care at all. So I left. I'm like, dude, I gotta get out of here. Said, your food is in your car. Bye. Love you. Bye. And I left the prison parking lot with his car blaring. Hopefully he turned it off. Maybe it's still there blaring. I don't know. Fozzie are smart. Hey, Crystal. Okay, let's go to the next one. I could have been clicking while I was talking, but that's hard to do. Judge is gone. Come on, Judge. Come on, Judge. This is our last one before OJ, guys. My coffee's here.
Representative Father for THC, amphetamine, MDMA, cocaine, and amphetamine.
Is there something that's not, I mean, really? Stop. It's a rhetorical question, Mr. Rodriguez, but I'm going to tell you now, it stops today.
Sure.
We're going to do this the easy way, or we're going to do this the hard way. I am giving you the opportunity for you to try to do this on your own. If you are incapable, then you're going to stay with me, and we will do it the hard way. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You will be required to test bi-weekly here with me, so I know that you're not using. And if you show me that you can stay clean, then I will stop. But we will do this in baby steps. But for the time being, you're going to stay here and test a lot with me. Do you understand? I will give you a pass of 45 days on the THC, 45 to 50 days on the THC.
Sure.
But if after that time you continue to test positive for marijuana,
Yes, Your Honor.
I have given you a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Anna. If Anna tells me she can't get a hold of you because you play games, likewise, the bond will go bye-bye.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right? Okay?
Thank you, Judge. We'll see you on
All right,
Monday.
Mr. Rodriguez, see you Monday.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can we be excused?
I'm ready. Mr. Vanderslice,
Yes, Your Honor.
what are we doing?
I think we've, I guess to use her words, may have come full circle. Except for instead of going to war, we might have to do a war without a agreed rec. So I don't know what, I got the email from the chief.
To do with that and agreed rec?
So this wasn't my call, Judge. It was Chief. It was an email I got. It was forwarded to me. I guess she spoke with Ms. Dozier and they agreed to come forward to you without an agreed rec. But I believe they spoke to defense about pursuant to the email is that we would agree to do whatever TRAS recommended. And
Whatever TRAS said for treatment. Is what
yeah,
it says.
and TRAS recommended outpatient treatment.
And I can sort of summarize what the issues are if you wish.
Intensive outpatient substance abuse programming and supportive outpatient substance abuse programming.
Okay. So let's do it.
Okay,
Yeah, write it up.
so probation with those two conditions.
Do a 2-year probation. And we'll have to do the conditions.
Sure.
And,
let's see. And some of it was due to the surveillance did show that he hadn't driven for 3 of the hours before the stop. So there's some issues.
I don't, my only concern is going forward.
Okay.
How do we go forward?
We're ready.
How do we present going forward? Because if he violates it, if he continues to use, I'm going to put him in jail or I'm going to put him in a treatment facility.
Yeah,
It's
he's
either
been-
way. But in that time, I now have him and we can do what we will.
Okay, Judge.
We have him over 2 years.
Mhm.
We got it. All right.
All right, thank you. Sorry, I'm gonna borrow this. if that's
Part of
okay.
it. Yeah.
I just want this so I can-
Thank you for being patient.
Hey, Judge, can you hear me?
Hey, bud.
Hey, Judge, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Judge, I am zooming in on Mr. Rejam Mederos, M-E-D.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Request denied, Ricardo. I gotta get to OJ. I don't have time for this. We have to see what happened. We didn't even start the trial yet, and we're not going to start the trial today. But we're going to get close. Very, very, very close. Auntie Linus. Oh, I got to stop this poll. So, 18% of us have been to jail. We should have said prison, though, because that's way different. We should have... Okay, that's a tomorrow thing. That's a tomorrow thing. 18% of us have been to prison. Jail. If you have a Facebook account, go there. Court Vibes. I have 52. I need 48 more followers on Facebook so that I can simultaneously stream here and in Facebook at the same time. It just won't let me until I have 100 followers. And I have 52. So kind of. If you just give me a couple more weeks, then my hair will be the same again. Because I don't need to keep it short anymore now. I'm just waiting for it to grow. I've had a Facebook for a while. I came on months ago, like October, and I asked everybody to follow me, and Kelly and Lori did. Kelly and Lori, thank you. Oh, well, Fozzie, my color is bought and paid for. I change it constantly. I haven't changed it since you got me this camera, but I hate it. I want my black back. I want my black hair back. But I haven't because Court Vibes, continuity matters more than my feelings. But one day you're going to see me with black hair again. Anyway, this is it for today. I'm going to start doing OJ now. Because I have off today. I don't have to work a double. I was supposed to work today, but someone took my shift. Thank you, Bren. Thank you. We're going to end this on a positive note. Thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate it. I'll see at least 11 of you in OJ. Bye, guys. Oh, I haunt you. I'm not going to say any more, but I haunt you. Was one. Bye.
Got these lights that goes digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps. She's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp.